Well, guys, I had to walk up there and get me a cold drink. But this is the old 88, little update on it. I did go on and put the wheels off the blue truck on it. I'm pretty sure I said in the last video that the fuel pump had gone out on it, and Fuzzy, one of my good friends that I'm really mad at now, I got it from, told me he'd put a new fuel pump in it, which, don't get me wrong, I've had this truck year and a half, something like that. And so yeah, I'm like, let me check this. That don't make sense how a new fuel pump goes out. But needless to say, it was far from new. I would say if it was new to him when he took it out of another truck. So, hey, it is what it is. Fuzzy, you're on that shit list. But a brand new, those have a lifetime warranty from AutoZone. And don't get me wrong, they're probably garbage, but it was $25 before tax, $28, and then I had a $10 in-store credit, so at the door was like $18 and some change. So this is kind of one of those videos on how to do it. You could have dropped the tank. There was stuff, and I'm glad I didn't, because Fuzzy, when he put this thing back together, and I guess that's a good name for him, Fuzzy, but when you put this thing back together, you got this ground you're going to have to get to on top, so it's kind of hard to get to with the bed being on there to get that off. But you got this line, that's going to be your out, and that's going to be your return, then your just vacuum or you know, atmospheric line. But they were a pain in the butt if you would have dropped this tank down, because I don't think you'd have had the slack. And once again, this wire, you probably would have had to have cut and re-spliced, because you can't really get to that boat. So being the one-man garage, I just took and hooked to my homemade wrecker that I make, that goes and slides into the I use this thing for pulling boat motors out and motors out of trucks and stuff like that. So I use that out of my truck, and it's good for pulling beds as well. And just put yeah, that would be a come along stuff. Well, it's chain falling stuff, come along. But hooked it into the bed, just pulled it right off of it. Luckily, Fuzzy only put me 4 bolts in the bed, so that's a good thing, I guess. But these things were hand tight at best, so when I was loosening them up, I was getting wrenches, and really and truthfully, you need a 13 millimeter there, need a 10 millimeter for that ground right there off this gas tank door. It bolts on the inside. Then you need a 7 millimeter for these 3 bolts. The fuel line to hold that high pressure in your return is a 3/4, and a 16 or 5/8 up top, and that will unlock that. Undoubtedly, my buddy Fuzzy does not own either a 3/4 or a 5/8 or 16, because these were loose, and when the fuel pump was working, undoubtedly it was pouring gas out of it. So luckily I never drove it a lot, so got that set away. I guess I'm done with ragging on Fuzzy for now, but they will be future videos where I'm sure I give him hell. But if you don't have like a crane, or not really a crane, but a boom that you could put in your truck, which that is really simple to make. It's just 2-inch square tubing. I welded it up, put some gussets in it, and it works. I mean, I made that thing, I don't know how many years ago. And countless welding machines, motors, whatever I needed to get off of a truck, or motors. I pulled the motor out of that blue truck with it. Boat motors, all kinds of shit. So it's useful. It lays around a lot. It doesn't get used every day, but when you are by yourself and you need it, it does come in handy. But this is what the truck sounds like when it has a good fuel pump in it. It actually runs pretty good for it to be sitting for like a year and a half. So get the boat meter out of the way. It does have a new strainer. I actually put the new hose and new hose clamps and took the old one off. But it's not a bad running old truck. It does look better with those wheels, and that chain right there is where I had to pull it up out of the way, because where it was parked at over there, I couldn't really get in there at a good angle to put my boom in there. So this way I could get that bed off. So if you're by yourself, you can do this without the boom if you had a tree or something with chains and pull it up that way. But you could drop that tank, and it wouldn't, it's not hard. It's just, once again, that one bolt, unless you want to splice that wire, then you're going to have to take this hose off, because it's not really going to want to go around that frame. So don't get me wrong, I'm always an advocate for dropping the tank. The worst is when somebody cuts a hole in the bed. God, I hate that. It's like, really, take the bed off or drop the tank. One of the two. But in this scenario, it was easier for me to just pick the bed up. If you've got two semi-ass strong guys, and you're doing this, I mean, hell, you can both get one side of that bed and heave-ho it right up off of that. I mean, that bed doesn't weigh that much. I mean, we're talking about, if I had to guess, 500 pounds, maybe. So, it just is what it is. I mean, two guys can't pick up 250 pounds apiece, and, 500 pounds is not that lot, golly. So, needless to say, and it gave you, you didn't get all that dirt, and you wasn't laying on the ground, or if you had a lift, that'd be different, but I don't. So this kind of little video was just to say, hey, I did put the wheels on it. Those are the wrenches you're going to need to get this job done. And don't buy vehicles from Fuzzy, because he's named Fuzzy for a reason, undoubtedly. And I'm sure he's gonna watch this video, and I'm pretty sure he'll give me a call and call me a couple good words. But Fuzzy, you gotta stand behind your work. You gotta work your plan and plan your work, man. But yeah, the truck will be back together today. Because I actually hooked this thing up, and then I called about the fuel pump, and I should have just gone and got the fuel pump first, but I didn't. So then I hooked it up to my truck, and I was like, shit. I was like, now I gotta go to the store. And I was like, guess I could take my van down there, but luckily, T-Bone ramp truck sitting right there. And it hadn't been on a road trip in about, I don't know, 3 months, 4 months. So it got to spread its legs and, well, stretch them, I guess. Spread, wow. T-Bone is not a girl, so she didn't spread anything, or he didn't. So he got to stretch him. But needless to say, this truck is still for sale. I've got to wash it today and put the bed back on it. But it does run. It runs pretty damn good. I need to drive it again. Like I said, it's been a while since I drove this truck, but once again, it is definitely for sale. And the last tag it's been on this truck is 2010. So it's been sitting a long time, but it supposedly had a new fuel pump. It didn't. But, oh well. Till I make another one, guys, y'all stay safe. A lot of crazy shit going on out there, guys. But, hell, as always, like and subscribe. And till I make another one, y'all have a good one. See ya.